Hello and welcome to the video tutorial of how to use Microsoft Word to make a page for yearbook. Just be forewarned that I am not an expert at Microsoft Word, especially for these purposes, and personally I don't see it as the best application to make a page, but I'll share with you what I know and hopefully you can figure out the rest. So, first things first, you want to make sure that you have gathered all the pictures you want to use for your yearbook page and that you've put them somewhere where you can easily access them. Then you can go ahead and start up Microsoft Word. And most likely you will automatically get a 8.5 by 11 sized sheet or page, and that's exactly what you want. Now I have an older version of Word, so yours might look a little different. You may have some different options at the top here. And what I'm going to use is a toolbox, which is over here, but if you have a newer version, many of these options that I'm using in the toolbox will appear up here. So, now that I've got my page and I've got my pictures ready to go, I'm going to open the folder that has my pictures, and I'm going to start dropping them onto my page. And when I drop a picture in, I will then go back to the page, and I'm going to do a couple things to the picture to make sure that I can edit it and put it where I want it to go. The first thing I'll do is I'll click on it so that it's highlighted, and for me over in my palette over here, I have a couple of options that are specific to a picture. Now, one important one is wrapping. That has to do with where the picture goes on the page in relation to any words that might be on the page. We're not going to be using any words directly on the page, but I still need to change this so that I can move the picture and not worry about the margins that are usually used for writing. So I'm just going to have it go in front of text, which will now allow me to move this wherever I want. Good. And I can use these little circles or squares on the outside to resize the picture. It's a little bit big for me, so I'm going to go ahead and resize it. On a Mac, I can also push Shift as I do this, and that'll make sure that it keeps the proportions correct and the picture doesn't end up looking wonky. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Great. And I'm going to go ahead and drop in another picture. So I've dropped in another picture, and I have to do a lot of the same things to this picture. For one, I have to make sure that it is in front of text, and actually that's going to pull it up in front of the picture I've already put down here. But I am able to send this back or forth. If I double click on the picture and I go to arrange, I could say send to back or send backward, and that'll send it behind other pictures that are on the page. So I'm going to go ahead and send this one backward, and now my other picture comes in front. But actually I'm going to move this down, and one thing you'll notice about this picture is there's a lot of extra space on the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and crop this, and that's another option I have over here. There's a little crop function. And I'll click on that, and that's going to allow me to get rid of some of that extra space. When I'm done, I can just click off the image and I can move it to where I want it. Good. So you'll see here once again these pictures do not line up, so I can crop it a little bit more if I want to. I'll take a little off the top. Oops. So that they line up a little bit better. Great, and once I've done that, I can just keep on adding some pictures. Nice Halloween picture. Oh, once again, so if you start moving a picture and notice it's not moving, probably the thing you've forgotten to do is go to the wrapping and make sure that you've got it in front of text. I'm going to move this down. Very nice picture, but I'm going to crop it a little bit. Great. A few more. Same thing, I've dropped my picture. I need to put it in front of text. This one needs to be cropped again. Lovely. And maybe this one, actually, maybe I don't want it to be a box. I've got all my pictures are just rectangles. I do have this shape option over here, and if I click on this, I can take a different shape and it'll automatically put my picture inside it. So maybe I'll make it a circle, and it looks kind of nice. So you can sort of arrange your page using these functions, and when you're ready to, you can make a text box. You don't want to use the text that would normally be on the page. That's going to throw everything out of whack. So if you go over, grab a text box, and then select the area where you want your text, you can start writing. So every senior page needs to have a name on it. So right now I'm just going to add the name and make it as big as I can so that everyone can see it. Too big. Or maybe I just make the box a little bit bigger. Perfect. And that is quite simply how you make your page. At this point, you're pretty much done. You can save it, of course, and you should save as you go. But that file that you just saved is not the file that you would send to Yearbook. You do need to make sure to export this as a PDF or a JPEG, but I think it's easier to do as a PDF. So well, one way to do this, I believe, is to go to Save As, click on Format, and select PDF. Good, and once you've done that, go ahead and save. Right. Actually, I'm going to do that one more time because I don't think I saved it to my documents. I'm going to save that right to my desktop. And we can take a look. Here's the page. It's good to open up your PDF once you've made it and just sort of double check. One thing you want to look for is, are the pictures of good quality? If you're taking pictures off the internet, from Facebook or from Snapchat, sometimes you'll get lower quality images that will not look good on the final page. But this looks good. It's ready to go, and you can send that into Yearbook, and you are done. If you have any questions, feel free to ask anyone on the Yearbook staff or a Yearbook editor or myself, Mr. Rolls. Thank you.